Hello, it's day 252, and this is breakfast. So listen, I had this big thing planned out where today I was going to have a breakfast with whole grains and fruits and vegetables and a lean protein, and I was going to eat it for you and explain how intuitive eating changed my life. But then I woke up this morning and I wasn't very hungry. And that's the thing about intuitive eating. You're not expected to eat at a particular time, and you're not expected to eat the same thing over and over. There's not even like a planned out what you should eat during the day. You just eat what you feel like at the moment. So it's about 11:30 in the morning right now where I am. I'm just now starting to feel hungry, so I'm going to have 6 crackers and some coffee. I think it's a little bit eating disordery to expect that a person should eat different based on what time of day it is. I also think it's a little bit eating disordery to eat differently because a camera's on. I like normally in the mornings what I have is like peanut butter and toast or peanut butter and these crackers. Sometimes I'll have oatmeal, sometimes I'll just have an apple. But as I've said before, I'm very uncomfortable eating in front of people. In my world, eating has always been a thing of comfort, but it's also always been a thing of shame. Like, when I was growing up and when I was in school, when I was at home, I was expected to eat a certain way depending on who I was around. For me, the whole point of eating when I was growing up was not to fuel my body, it was to gain acceptance from the people around me. And some people expected me to eat a ton. Some people thought that if I wasn't eating like constantly all day every day, then I would somehow grow up to be a stunted little shrimp of a woman. Like eating was how you grew. And then there were other people in my life who believed that if I ate too much, then obviously I was going to grow up to be unloved and disgusting. I learned very early in life who was safe to eat around and who was not. I also learned very early in life what was safe to eat and what wasn't. In my world, safe food wasn't always low calorie food. In my world, safe food was something that I could eat at a particular time of day and not be judged harshly for it. But the thing about binge eating and the thing about eating to satisfy other people rather than yourself is you come to a point in your life where you start to realize that food, like, you don't actually know the things in your life that you like. I grew up believing that I loved pizza, loved chocolate. I grew up believing that carbs were life. I grew up believing that eventually someday it would be nothing but Slim Fast for me. And now that I'm getting older and I'm starting to realize that a lot of those things were not my own, like, input, I'm starting to realize that there are actually a lot of foods that I thought I hated that I actually love. My life is changing, my mental state is changing, but my body really isn't. And as part of that change of mental state, I kind of don't care. I kind of don't care that I'm still overweight. I kind of don't care that I still can't do the things that I want to do. And I know that there will be diet culture people out there who will tell me that that's really sad. It's really sad that I no longer care what my body looks like. Like, that's the very definition of letting yourself go. But the problem is, I feel better now. I feel better now than I ever have. Even eating crackers on a video like this would have been impossible for me just a few months ago. And while I am incredibly uncomfortable right now, it's just breakfast. It's just breakfast.